Saturday night baseball from Bosse Field. It's game 2 between the Evansville Otters and the Gateway Grizzlies on a festive night from the River City. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. Gateway Grizzlies and the Evansville Otters in the second game of 3 between two of the top teams in the Frontier League West. Griffin Epstein alongside Lucas Daunhauer, our director Michael Rust. Lucas, a lot of festivities going on tonight. It's an exciting night, both around the ballpark, but also on the field, as the Otters, with a win tonight, can potentially be alone in first place by the end of the night.
That's right, just a half game back, and how can you not be excited after what we saw last night? I mean, what an all-around complete performance by the Otters. We had a really good pitchers duel going through the first 3 innings, was scoreless going into the 4th, and the Otters really started to break things open and just consistently add some runs, and just what a performance on the mound from John Vargas. It was really special to watch.
Well, tonight is the special night. It's Evan the Otter and Bosse Field's anniversary, the 108th year anniversary of the first game ever played at Bosse Field. And tonight, also Evansville African American Museum salute to the Negro League night, with all players on both teams wearing Negro League jerseys. Really awesome. We're going to get into some of the storylines of the different jerseys all the players are wearing tonight. But it's just a really cool, exciting night on the ballpark, and a great crowd here on a Saturday night. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups. We'll start first for the Gateway Grizzlies. Grizzlies have lost 5 in a row, tied for first place in the Frontier League West. Andrew Penner, the left fielder, leads off. Gabe Holt, second baseman, bats second. Clint Freeman bats third and plays first base. Peter Zimmerman in the cleanup spot, DHing. Jarris Richards, right fielder, bats fifth. DJ Stewart batting sixth and playing third base. Bottom 3 in the lineup: Abdel Diaz, the shortstop, Willie Estrada, the catcher, and Eric Rivera, the center fielder, closes things out for the Gateway Grizzlies. Andrew Penner, the left fielder, righty batter, to lead things off. Justin Watland is the pitcher. He fires a first pitch strike on the outside corner to Penner. We're underway on this Saturday night. Watland on the far left side of the rubber comes home, and it's outside 1-1. Watland making his 7th appearance of the season. He's 4-1 on the year and 31 in the 3rd innings pitched. A 5.46 ERA that has dropped precipitously over his last few outings. The 1-1 to Penner is swung on and popped up on the infield. Coming in is Jomar Reyes halfway down the third base line. He makes the catch on the grass, one away. A good start for Watland. A slow start, it felt like, at times for this season for Justin Watland, struggling to find his consistency. He's been really, really good for the Otters the last couple times out.
Certainly, just 3 earned runs allowed in his last 3 outings, and he was so good. And his last outing against Schaumburg, 6 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed in that win.
Fires a first pitch to the lefty Gabe Holt. That's high for a ball. Over Watland's last 3 starts, he's allowed just 3 earned runs apiece in each outing. That's over 16 and a third. The 1-0 to Holt is swung on and driven back to right. Going back is Baez. This ball is gone. Gabe Holt will touch them all with the solo blast, and the Grizzlies strike first in the top of the first.
How about that off the bat of Gabe Holt? It looked like he almost caught it off the handle a little bit. Wasn't sure how far it was going to carry, but that ball just did not stop. And a guy who's known a little bit more for his speed, he has 12 stolen bases on the season, batting .383 coming into this series, but some power off the bat there.
Clint Freeman is the new batter and takes high. Yeah, all the guys on Gateway with all their power. That's their 38th home run of the year. Holt is one of the few guys in the starting lineup that didn't have a home run until just now. 1-0 to Freeman is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Grizzlies only had 2 hits and 1 run all of last night, as John Vargas was spectacular on the mound. Already a hit and a run here as the 1-1 misses inside to Freeman, 2-1. 1-0 Gateway, taking an early lead here in the top of the first on this Saturday night. 2-1 pitch to Freeman is outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Watland has almost exclusively been a home pitcher this year, just the way the schedule's worked out. His 6th start of 7 here at home. The 3-1 is swung on and popped up left side. Back is Khalil. In is Rosario, and Brian Rosario will make the catch in shallow left. 2 away. We'll introduce you to the guys around Justin Watland today. Jake Green is making a second straight start behind home plate for the Otters at catcher. Jomar Reyes at third. George Khalil at short. Ethan Skinder at second. And Dakota Phillips at first. Brian Rosario is in left field. Kona Quiggle in center. Jeffrey Baez in right with Noah Myers DHing today. Peter Zimmerman is the new batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Zimmerman takes the first pitch high for a ball. Evansville won 6-1 to last night in the opener. Zimmerman swings at the 1-0, drives it to center, going back. Quiggle at the warning track, leaping, and that ball is gone. Peter Zimmerman, his 10th home run of the season, a blast straight away over the center field wall. It's 2-0 Gateway.
Yeah, and Zimmerman, a guy who coming into the series was tied at 4th place, one of those many guys in the Frontier League that had 9 home runs. Jeffrey Baez, one of them. And it's been somewhat of an issue for Watland, especially early in the season. Allowed 5 home runs in his first 4 starts, but was starting to limit that.
Jairus Richards, the new batter, takes the first pitch strike.
Certainly wanted to be able to manage to not allow the long ball to affect your outing so much.
The 0-1 is inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gateway, an electric offensive team. The 1-1 to Richards is sliced straight back, 1-2. Didn't show it yesterday. Otters held Gateway to just 2 hits, their lowest total of the season. But the long ball and the power is back for Gateway here in the top of the first today with 2 solo home runs. 1-2 to Richards is a check swing low. Check over to third. He didn't go around. 2-2. Larry Hudston at home plate today. Ty Unthank at first. And Preston Childers, home plate umpire last night, moves over to third. Now before some fans have even found their seats, a 2-0 lead for Gateway. Watland winds and delivers. A breaking ball is popped up behind home plate and out of play. Gateway 37 home runs entering today, and that's 3rd best in the Frontier League. New Jersey has over 60 home runs on the year, which is insane. The 2-2's outside in a full count. But Gateway has always been a power-heavy team, especially playing in a small ballpark. But they've taken it on the road here early today at Bosse Field with 2 solo home runs off Justin Watland. Payoff pitch coming to Richards. Watland winds and delivers, and Richards fouls it off again.
All brought to you by Hex Construction. Choose the best, never regret.
Here comes a payoff. It's inside for ball 4. Richards works a walk.
Surprising there. Looks like a changeup that just kind of froze Richards, and he looked surprised that it was called a ball as well, a ball that caught a large chunk of the strike zone.
Yeah, that was, according to Yakertek, well in the zone. DJ Stewart, the batter. The runner takes off. Throw down to second is late by Green. Bounces off the glove of Skinder and stays on the infield dirt. It's a stolen base for Jairus Richards. That's his 19th of the season, which is 3rd best in the Frontier League. So this is the Gateway offense back to work after being silenced last night. Home runs, stolen bases. The Grizzlies have woken up with a roar here in the top of the first.
That's right, and I think we all knew it wasn't going to be 3 games that you saw the Grizzlies offense be quiet. As Griffin said, they can do it all. They've got some guys with a lot of speed. They obviously had 37 home runs coming into this series, sitting at 39 now, and just guys that can hit for average up and down the whole lineup.
Leads the Frontier League in batting average, leads in stolen bases with now 77 on the year. They do get thrown out a lot, but you're going to just cry chaos as the 0-1's chopped up the middle. Ranging over is Khalil. He can't get it as it rolls into center field. Richards will score. RBI base hit for DJ Stewart. It's 3-0 Gateway in the top of the first. Khalil seemed to have a good beat on it up the middle, and it just took a hop outside of his glove. I think we both thought the angle we had that Khalil would get there, and that would be the last out of the inning.
Yeah, he definitely broke for the ball very well. You got to think if he lays out there on that last bad hop and just keeps it in the infield, maybe you save a run. Don't go down 3-0 before your bats step up to the plate.
Abdiel Diaz stands in, and Jake Green does a good job blocking a pitch in the dirt. Already 3-0 Gateway here in the top of the first inning. This looks like a whole different Grizzlies offense compared to last night's. Gateway trying to snap a 5-game losing streak and even up this series at a game apiece. 1-0 pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Solo home run by Gabe Holtz, solo home run by Peter Zimmerman. Richards worked a walk, stole second, RBI base hit by Stewart to make it 3-0. The 2-0 to Diaz is on the outside corner, 2-1. We've seen when Justin Watland, who gets in some trouble this year, he's had a hard time getting out of it at times. First start of the season, had a inning turn into 7 runs. The 2-1 is chopped right side. Good play by Phillips to reach up the glove, play it off a hop, and step on first base for the final out of the inning. Gateway, though, gets 3 runs in the top of the first inning to take a 3-0 lead on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Bosse Field. We move to the bottom of the first inning. Time to introduce you to the Evansville starting lineup with the Otters already trailing 3-0. Noah Myers leads things off in DHs today for the Otters. Kona Quiggle still batting second, place center field. Jeffrey Baez in the 3 spot playing right. Dakota Phillips in the cleanup spot and playing first base. Batting fifth, Jomar Ray is the third baseman. Ethan Skinder in the 6th spot playing second base. Bottom 3 in the lineup, Brian Rosario, the left fielder, George Khalil, the shortstop, and Jake Green, the catcher, rounds out the 9 batters for the Otters. On the mound today for Gateway, Chase LaRue, the righty, making his 7th start of the season. He's 2-0 with a 5.12 ERA, has 12 walks in his 31 innings pitched, and most notably has given up 9 home runs on the season. The long ball is a major issue for LaRue, and he's coming off a couple of rocky outings of late, including against Tri-City when he walked 4 and allowed 5 runs.
That's right. Another pitcher struggles with the long ball. We mentioned at times has been a struggle for Watland as well. So LaRue definitely will be looking to keep the ball down tonight, but potentially an opportunity to see some offensive fireworks on both sides of the diamond, and we'll see what the Otters are made of coming up to bat with 3-run deficit already.
Noah Myers leads things off. Lefty DHing today, takes a first pitch inside. Another beautiful evening for baseball on this Saturday night. 80 degrees and no wind at all. The 1-0 by Myers is swung on and ripped down the right field line. A fair ball bouncing off the grass and the top of the wall. Myers hustling to second with a leadoff double. So the Otters quickly responding to Gateway's 3 runs with Myers getting a double.
And we talked about yesterday, you've got the 2 first-place teams in both the East and the West coming into town, and we knew we were going to find out what the Otters were made of, facing a little adversity with a 3-run deficit, but what a response from Noah Myers to start things off.
Yesterday, the pitching certainly won the battle between one of the best pitching staff in the Frontier League West and the best hitting staff in the division. It's LaRue waiting on the mound, throws to lefty Kona Quiggle, who can't hold up his swing on a pitch. Or actually, he did hold up his swing. I thought he went around, but Third base umpire Preston Childers said he held up his swing, so 1-0 to Kona Quiggle, but yesterday the pitching certainly won, and so far today the bat's off to a good start on both sides. 1-0 to Quiggle is outside 2-0. So 80 degrees, beautiful day, basically no wind, no clouds in the sky, very light haze today, more of a blue sky than it's been the last few days in the Midwest. The shadows right now creeping across the mound, about halfway on the mound, but not yet up to where LaRue's releasing. An additional ball is going to be given to Quiggle. Pitch clock violation on LaRue. Myers at second here in the bottom of the first. First pitch to, or the 2-0 to Quiggle, I should say, is fouled straight back, 2-1. The Negro League jerseys worn by both sides. The Otters are in light-colored uniforms, but a variety of different teams that they're representing. Kona Quiggle representing the great Kansas City Monarchs, one of the great Negro League teams of all time. A cream-colored jersey with white pants. Got the blue stockings on underneath as Quiggle takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Grizzlies are in grayed color uniforms, or darker color uniforms. LaRue wearing all gray, representing the Grays. Both teams wearing their normal hats, a Grizzly gray cap and the Otters blue cap. The 2-2, Quiggle fouls off the side of his hip to stay alive. Really awesome to see all these different jerseys and different Negro League teams from across the country being represented. This is an incredible thing that the Otters have put on for the third year.
Yeah, it is such a cool event just to be able to watch guys play in these jerseys that have so much history to them, and they're just great-looking ball uniforms as well.
Another 2-2 coming. Quiggle grounds it just to the right of the first base back. Well, the first thing I'm noticing about LaRue is he is taking an incredibly long time on the mound. He's really flirting with the pitch clock. Already one violation, and he's releasing with about 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. He's getting very close to more.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just the tempo he wants to work at or if it has to do with the series of signs Willie Estrada is going through behind the plate.
Nice set. Pitch clock is running down again. Gets it off at 1 as it's in the dirt. Bounces away from Willie Estrada and all the way back to the backstop. And Myers jogs down to third on the pass ball. Estrada making his series debut behind home plate. Alex Hernandez out of the lineup. He was behind the plate yesterday for the Grizzlies and Luke Weinbergs, who had a solid start for Gateway. So a full count now to Quiggle with Myers at third and nobody out here in the bottom of the first. LaRue winds and delivers. It's well outside for ball 4, and Quiggle works the walk. This feels like the opposite of last night. Last night we got about as quick of a ball game as you could. 2 hours and 12 minutes, one of the quickest games of the season for the Otters. It was tied for the quickest home game of the year, in fact. Tonight feels like we have a 4-hour classic on our hands.
Yeah, we were already about through 2 innings at this point last night, but I don't know, LaRue just looking in that at-bat, he's struggling a little bit to find his release point, and as I alluded to, I'm not 100% sure him and Estrada are necessarily on the same page, but that could have had something to do with instantly having a runner on second right away off the bat.
Having to adjust the signals. It's Jeffrey Baez, the righty, the new batter, swings and misses at the first pitch. Runners on the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Gateway leading 3-0. It was quite a pitcher's duel last night, and tonight feels like we might have a barn burner brewing. The 0-1 to Baez is on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2 to Jeffrey Baez. Baez 9 home runs on the year. Just saw him moved back now. He was tied for 4th in the Frontier League in terms of home runs. Now tied for 5th as Gabe Zimmerman passes him with his, or Peter Zimmerman, I should say, passes him with his 10th home run of the year. 0-2 is swung on and missed by Baez. He chased a fastball way up in the zone, 1 away.
Good set of pitches there by LaRue on the mound, and blows a couple fastballs by Baez to start off with, and just decides to elevate one out of the zone, see if he can get him to chase. Really strong way to get your first out of the inning, see if he can work out a bit of a mess here.
LaRue at his best is a strikeout machine. He had 10 strikeouts in his best outing of the year against Lake Erie when he allowed just 1 run. Dakota Phillips, lefty batter, walks in and takes the first pitch inside for a ball. One away here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Gateway in front. Terrific crowd on this Saturday night. Hoping to watch the Otters potentially be alone in first place by the end of the night. The 1-0 swing and a miss by Phillips, 1-1. Evansville half a game back of Gateway. A win today and they move past the Grizzlies. And the Otters fans of Quebec, if the Capitales can beat Schaumburg in that Frontier League Championship Series rematch, the Otters would be all alone in the first place in the Frontier League West. The 1-1 is swung on and driven through the gap on the right side into right field. Myers will score. Quiggle was going and goes all the way to first to third. It's 3-1. The Otters cutting into the deficit with their first run of the game.
Yeah, really good sign. We saw that home run from Phillips last night, a guy who just took a little bit of time to get going this year, but really good piece of hitting there. Catches a ball in the outer half of the plate and just knows if he can put a ball on the right side of the infield, he gives himself a chance to drive that run in, and hits it well enough to make its way through. And Otters right back with runners on first and third with run across the board now.
With Connor Quiggle going, he just kept on going around second and all the way to third. Jomar Reyes, the new batter, swings at the first pitch. A number off the end of the bat, rolling down the first baseline. Picked up by LaRue, underhand toss to first to get out Reyes, but Quiggle alert going right away on off the end of the bat and scoring from third. So the Otters get another run back, and it's 3-2 with now 2 away and a run at second.
Yeah, not really what Reyes was probably trying to do with the ball there, but works about as effectively as maybe a squeeze play bunt, and good awareness by Quiggle to make his way in. Otters cut into that deficit already, put up a crooked number here in the first.
So it's 3-2 now here in the bottom of the first. As Ethan Skinder comes to the plate. This is tied for the most runs in the first inning of any Otters game this season, as Skinder takes low for a ball, 1-0. In that game, if you remember, Lucas, was all the way back on the very first Saturday of the year against Washington, when the Otters scored 3 in the bottom of the first against Washington, and no one scored the rest of the game. Otters won their first game of the year. Swing and a miss by Skinder, 1-1. Leadoff double by Myers down the right field line. Quiggle worked a walk. Dakota Phillips, a base hit to the right side, scoring a run. And then Jomar Reyes, 1-3 out, scoring Quiggle to get the Otters' second run of the ballgame. Comes the 1-1. Skinder fouls it straight back, 1-2. Yesterday, we didn't have a run until the 5th inning. Already 5 runs here in the first. Time is called. Evansville 19-12, Gateway 19-11. Otters, their best stretch of baseball since late May. Evansville has won 4 of their last 5. 1-2 to Skinder is low, 2-2. Ball rolls away from Estrada, but Phillips not moving over at second. Otters have won 4 of their last 5, dating back to Sunday's win against Schaumburg. You have to go back to the Otters' 8-game win streak that ended at New Jersey in late May to find a stretch of baseball with this many wins. Otters have played pretty much like a 500 team the last couple weeks. The 2-2 is high, 3-2. But a win today would secure a over 500 week for just the second time all year. That's be that first full week of the season when the Otters had went 6-0 at home. Swept both Ottawa and Trois-Rivières. Payoff pitch coming to Skinder. LaRue kicks and throws, swing and a miss by Skinder on a breaking ball. The Otters, though, get 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Myers started it with a double. Phillips an RBI base hit. And we've got all sorts of runs on the board early. It's 3-2 Gateway through 1 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
It's time to see who gets to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store. Best seats in the house. Our lucky winner will get to spend the rest of the game in the best seats in the house. I say congratulations to Kevin Wellmeyer. Kevin Wellmeyer, congratulations. Enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet kicked up. Kevin Wellmeyer. Our winner of tonight's Ashley Furniture Home Store, best seats in the house. The Evansville African American Museum is the cultural hub for the Evansville community. Is the last remaining building of Lincoln Gardens, the second federal housing project created under the administration of FDR's New Deal in 1938. Our building serves as a permanent artifact in itself. Today we celebrate Juneteenth and recognize the legacy and history of the Negro Leagues baseball teams. The uniforms worn today in the history of the Negro Leagues, and many exhibits you can witness and learn from at the Evansville African American Museum. Leading off for Gateway, batting 8th and catching 42, Willie Estrada.
One inning, lots of action complete from Bosse Field. Gateway leads 3-2 after the first inning. Saturday night, beautiful night for baseball, and big time battle between 2 of the top teams in the Frontier League. Willie Estrada leading things off, and I don't know what Larry Hudson is having some words for him. Now he's back in the batter's box. Justin Watlin's ready and fires the first pitch inside for a ball.
I think what he was discussing is Estrada has his back foot on and almost outside of the batter's box.
The 1-0 is look out inside. Estrada has to hold up his arms to get out of the way. 2-0.
So I think Larry Hudson was maybe just talking to Jake Green about his positioning behind the plate and the possibility of how close Estrada bat might get to him when he extends his hand out to catch.
2-0. Estrada is down the middle. It's a good catch, Lucas. One point of clarification on the umpires, if you were listening in Windy City, 2-1 Estrada is hit hard down the left field line. That ball's well foul. That's leaving the yard. There it goes. That's a car windshield gone. I didn't see it bounce.
It did not bounce back up.
Yeah,
so that's a bad sign.
That's not good. Either a big dent or a broken windshield. So a 2-2 count to Estrada here in the top of the second. 3-2 lead for Gateway. Watlin comes home. Breaking ball is inside and a full count. The Otters not once but twice stole a base and then were called back. And I couldn't figure out for the life of me why that happened. And I finally got a chance to ask Andy McCauley yesterday as Estrada swings and foul tips a ball off the dirt to stay alive. Green nearly held on to it. And it was kind of, it reminded me of what you were talking about. It was umpire interference by when the catcher, the Windy City catcher, reached up to make the throw. He was hit by the umpire, but it happened in back-to-back games to send Otter runners that were going to get the clear steal back. The 3-2 was chopped left side and foul.
It's a really tough break if you have a clean stolen base, something you don't have any control over, sending you back to where you came from.
Yeah, Jeffrey Baez went the very next pitch after and got thrown out and was not too pleased. Rightfully so. It was just odd. I saw it happen back-to-back games. Estrada swings and grounds one past Khalil and into left field, a base hit. Willie Estrada with a long battle at the plate, and he leads off with a base hit. And this is not a good start for Justin Mutlin.
Yeah, Estrada put some really good swings on the ball in that at-bat. And we knew that about the Grizzlies coming into this series. They can hit up and down the whole lineup and see if Watling can just settle down after the first inning. He got some run support to fight the Otters way back into it.
Eric Rivera, the batter, takes a strike at the knees. Watling is at a few starts. He's been roughed up, allowed 7 against Washington in his first start, 6 on the road at New Jersey, and allowed 8 hits against Trois-Rivières, though he did earn a win against the Eagles. So Rivera takes a strike at the knees 0-2, but his last 3, as we mentioned, have been really good. Allowed just 1 earned run apiece. There's a similar story last year for Watling, called effectively erratic at times. Had portions of the season where he's red hot and portions he struggled. The 0-2 is grounded to Khalil. It's a double play ball. Skinner steps on second, throws to first. Easy 6-4-3 double play. 2 away in the second. That was a tailor-made double play ball to a tee. Right to Khalil. Easy toss to Skinner and beat Rivera down the line by a mile.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed here in just his first 2 innings of work, when Watling's able to get on top of his breaking ball, it's so effective.
His first pitch is low to the leadoff batter, Andrew Penner, with 2 outs and nobody on.
Just doesn't feel like he's necessarily gotten on top of every single one, and sometimes they're just hanging up a little bit more than he'd like.
1-0 to Penner is a number again off the end of the bat, but it hit in the batter's box as Larry Hudson is pointing. We've got a big bee in the broadcast booth.
It's a wasp.
Oh, no. Should we open the window and let it out? Is it? Yeah, there we go. Goodbye. Man, Lucas, you're like a little girl. You were freaked out there.
No.
The 0-1 by Penner is fouled away, 0-2. Lucas was ready to run for the hills.
I think my headset would have come unplugged along the way somewhere.
Comes the 1-2 to Penner. It's popped up into shallow right. 3 white jerseys coming in, and it's Baez who will make a jogging catch in shallow right. So a double play turn clears the leadoff base hit for Gateway, and Watling works a scoreless second. 3-2, Gateway leads. We move to the bottom of the second on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Real quickly, as we're doing this, I want to give you a special shout out. I feel like I've been hit by a truck, but you were fantastic in a 5K this morning. What, you finished second in your age class?
Something like that. I also feel like I got hit by a truck.
Everyone, give Clay a big round of applause for his second place finish in a 5K.
For a swimmer. All right. Hold on to that ball if you've got it. Great job. Congratulations from the Hoosier Lottery and the Evansville Otters. And Otter staff will tell you how to claim your prize. Remember, you must be 18 or older to play and win, and please play responsibly.
Leading off for the Evansville Otters, batting 7, the left fielder.
Bottom of the second from Bossy Field. 3-2 lead for Gateway. The horns are sounding. Brian Rosario's great walk-up music. Bottom of the second. Otters scored 2 off Chase LaRue, or Carson LaRue, in the Bottom of the first inning. Answer Gateway's 3 in the first. Looking to take the lead. Rosario's laying down a bunt. A hard hit ball down the first base line. Diving is the pitcher, LaRue, and throwing it away into foul territory. Rosario will jog down to second. A hard hit bunt by Rosario down the line, and LaRue made a mess of it. Not as bad as the Giants pitcher last night in the Giants-Dodgers game, but LaRue is covered with dirt. He dove to try to shove the ball over to Freeman in time and threw it right by Freeman and into foul territory. And Rosario, a bunt base hit, and advances to second on the air.
Yeah, and the fact that he's covered in dirt should tell you something, because that ball carried him all the way off of the infield grass. A really good strategic bunt by Rosario to push it over there that hard.
Elliot Myers had a bunt like that up in Crestwood against Windy City. That was effective as well. George Khalil shows bunt and lays one down the third baseline. Bare hand pickup, throw over to first in time. LaRue makes a better play that time. But a good bunt laid down by Khalil, who had 2 bunt base hits against Windy City. Advances Rosario to third with 1 away.
A really good decision there by Andy McCulley. Just got another good bunter at the plate in George Khalil, and a chance to just go ahead and try to tie this game up and put that third run 90 feet away.
Jake Green, back-to-back starts for the first time this season for the Texas catcher. Infield is in, all 4 infielders with their toes on the grass as Green takes the first pitch strike. Rosario, bunt base hit, advances to second on the air, and it moves to third on the bunt by Khalil. 0-1 count to Green, a kick and a throw, and Green fouls it straight back, 0-2. Jake Green has really earned himself a spot in this Otters lineup. He's hitting .303 right now with 10 hits in 12 games this season. Justin Watland has been comfortable with Green as the catcher, so back-to-back starts for Jake Green. Comes the 0-2. He swings and misses at a fastball up and in, 2 away.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Didn't have a lot of opportunity this year to ever really play consecutive games and get in somewhat of a rhythm. Had a good batting average in just a smaller sample size of games than the other guys on the roster.
Big strikeout, though, there for LaRue, so 2 away. And Rosario's still at third. Back to the top of the order and Noah Myers. Myers watches a first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Infielders for the Grizzlies move back to their normal locations. Myers had a leadoff double back in the first inning and came around to score. 0-1 to the Canadian. Is another breaking ball right at the knees for a strike, 0-2. Fastball, slider, curve, changeup from LaRue. Seen a heavy dose of the curveball early. 0-2 coming to Myers. A wind and a throw. It's high, 1-2. Fastball's not thrown too hard, just 90 miles per hour on the gun. Sun is creeping across the infield, and just the back half behind second base of the infield dirt still in the sun. The 1-2 is a check swing foul off the end of the bat of Myers. Otters already 2 runs on 3 hits. Gateway 3 runs on 4 hits. We're just in the bottom of the second inning. Eventful start to this ball game, the opposite of yesterday's pitchers' duel. 1-2 to Myers is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's what I love about baseball. One night, the game can look completely different than the next night. A batter, a team can look night and day. Most other sports aren't as dramatic. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Myers strikes out, and LaRue back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning and work around the leadoff bunt base hit in air by Rosario. 3-2, Gateway leads through 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We have Brooks and Boston teaming up against Landon and Skylar. All we gotta do is fill up those baskets with our fish, and whoever has the most fish at the end of it will be our winner. Alrighty, let's get it.
2 innings of baseball complete here from Bosse Field. 3-2 lead for Gateway over Evansville. Middle game of this series. Otters won 6-1 last night on the back of John Vargas, who worked a perfect game into the 5th inning, a no-hitter into the 6th. He was spectacular, but tonight the Grizzlies bats off to a hot start. Gabe Holt leads off, swings at the first pitch, a liner right at Rosario and left, who reaches up the glove and makes the catch, 1 away. Holt had the first run of the game, a solo home run back in the first, but he flies out here to start the 3rd. Brings up Clint Freeman with 1 away. Grizzly lineup with everyone tonight in their lineup hitting over 250. And all with high sample size. This is Clint Freeman swinging out of his shoes. Waves at a first pitch, 0-1. Watland winds home. The 0-1 is on the outside corner for his strike, 0-2.
Yeah, just so much depth up and down the lineup from the Grizzlies, and it's good to see if you're Justin Watland able to settle down after that first inning.
0-2 is chopped in front of home plate, picked up by Green. It's a fair ball. He tosses over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. Just off the end of the bat, but stayed fair. And a nice job by Jake Green to read it, and 2 very quick outs here in the 3rd by Watland.
It's something I mentioned last inning. It just looks like he's starting to get on top of his breaking ball so much better than he was in that first inning, and an effective pitch there just gets a little dribbler out in front of home plate.
Well, I have to work by Peter Zimmerman, who had a big solo blast over the center field wall off Watland back in the first inning. Zimmerman takes the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Zimmerman is 10th home run of the season, his 37th RBI, which is 2nd best in the Frontier League. 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to the former Missouri Tiger and 2nd-year Gateway Grizzly. Watland delivers home. Zimmerman swings, pops one up high in the air to left. Rosario looking up, few steps in, and makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. That's more like it for Justin Watland, the heart of the Grizzlies' order. He sends down in order. Move to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2 Gateway on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters are back tomorrow night. A dog days of summer on Father's Day. You can enjoy $2 hot dogs and bring your 4-legged friends, as we'll all celebrate Father's Day tomorrow here at the ballpark. And then an off day on Monday before another 3-game series at Bosse Field begins Tuesday for a 5th/3 family night. That's a series with the Sussex County Miners. Families of 4 can get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 drinks for one low cost of $40. That's Tuesday night. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com or give our office a call during business hours, 812-435-8686, and tell them Zane sent you. Saying hello to some of our groups here. Of course, the Evansville African American Museum. Cook family reunion here as well. Celebrating Grayson's birthday in section 17. Happy birthday to Grayson. And happy birthday to Alexa in section 19.
3-2 lead for Gateway as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning for Bosse Field. Here in the Pocket City. Beautiful night, big crowd. It is the 108th anniversary of Bosse Field, and also the birthday of Evan the Otter. Evan's been so busy today, I haven't even seen him. I've seen his sister Eva, but it's a big day for a lot of people here at Bosse Field. And if you're watching on Flow Sports, you see the incredibly awesome jerseys both sides are wearing today. Former Negro League teams from across the country. Got a chance to walk through the locker rooms earlier and take a look at them. They are really incredible. Kona Quiggle leading things up in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2 lead for Gateway. Quiggle fouls the first pitch off he sees.
Yeah, and Evan's birthday also falling on National Mascot Day.
I know, what a coincidence.
a day I feel very touched by, given I spent one game in Evan the Otter.
The 0-1 is swung on and driven by Quiggle to center. Coming in is Rivera fighting the sun and makes the catch, one away. I think when Evan has a birthday, everyone that's ever been inside Evan gets to be a piece of that. Evan is turning 28 today, I believe,
Okay.
which is good. He's well of age. He had, he might have a few drinks by the end of the night tonight. We'll see. I know Evan a few weeks ago was really enjoying those new beatbox bats that had been brought in to Bosse Field. Jeffrey Baez comes in with one out and nobody on, takes the first pitch inside for a ball. One out of Baez, swing and a miss, 1-1. So after 5 runs in the first inning, both pitchers, LaRue and Watland, seeming to calm down a little bit. LaRue throws the arms over the head, delivers home, and Baez fouls it straight back, 1-2.
Overhead foul ball brought to you by
LaRue at 36 pitches here in the bottom of the third. He's allowed 3 hits, no walks, and a pair of strikeouts. The 1-2 is on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Baez strikes out looking, and there's strikeout number 4 for LaRue, his first looking.
Number 42, Dakota Phillips.
LaRue has retired 5 in a row as he faces Dakota Phillips, the lefty first baseman. Phillips had a base hit back in the first. Off to a great start to the series for Dakota Phillips. Had the big 3-run home run in the 5th inning yesterday. Already 3 hits on the series. First pitch to Phillips is swung on and lofted to right. Racing back is Richards and can't get there. It rolls off the warning track in the wall. Phillips jogging into second with a 2-out stand-up double.
That's a Tierhead double-decker double.
Dakota Phillips, what a start to the weekend. 2 hits yesterday, 2 hits today. He's a triple shy of a series cycle.
Yeah, not just 4 hits now, but ball's coming off the bat with quite a bit of pop. He had that home run yesterday, and exit velo of 102 right there just sends a ball in the outer half of the plate into right center field.
10th double of the season to lead the Otters. Jomar Reyes, who's red hot, comes to the plate with 2 outs. Reyes taking all the way, a first pitch strike. Phillips at second here in the bottom of the third, a 3-2 lead for the Grizzlies. Reyes working on a 9-game hit streak. He has 7 hits already this week, 3 of them doubles. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2.
It's a rare moment from Jomar Reyes. We don't normally see him take that big of hacks. I mean, a guy who definitely has the potential for a lot of power usually shortens his swing up quite a bit, but a healthy cut there with a 0-1 count.
0-2 count to the big 6'4 slugger. He takes high 1-2. It has been, as much we call him a slugger, he was in the minor leagues with the Orioles organization at 39 home runs, but has just 2 this year, and they came in the same series at New Jersey, but he's hit for average, .330 to lead the Otters. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. Breaking ball fools Reyes, and LaRue has his 5th strikeout of the game. 3 complete, Gateway 3, Evansville 2 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
You know what? There is such thing as a flying pig. We have them. It's the Hickory Pit Stop Flying Pigs. Irene and Isabella are ready to see who can fling their pigs the farthest. And by the way, these are professional stunt pigs. Please don't try this at home. That little pig is a little heavy. Try it again.
Key Play. The activities and events of the museum are a year-long program, a special event celebrating Black History Month, to our ongoing Taste of History lecture series, and our many events throughout the summer, including the Baptist Town Festival. The Baptist Town Festival behind Lincoln Elementary will be August 5th from 11 o'clock to 6. This is a family-friendly block party with live music, great food from Lincoln Clark Douglas Alumni Association and local merchants. So mark that down. The Baptist Town Festival behind Lincoln Elementary, August 5th, 11 through 6. Leading off for the Gateway Grizzlies will be the right fielder, 42, Jairus Richards.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Budweiser. Top of the fourth inning, 3-2 lead for Gateway. Jairus Richards leads off for the Grizzlies. Takes a first pitch inside for a ball. Richards from beautiful Gig Harbor, Washington. The 1-0 is inside to Richards, 2-0. It's off to a great start to the season. Richards, the lefty coming over from Windy City, hitting .309. With already a base hit today, so the average up a little bit more. And a stolen base as well for Richards. The 2-0 is low 3-0. He walked, I should say, the first time up and then stole a base. Has 3 walks already on the series. You ever been to Gig Harbor, Washington?
I can't say I have.
The 3-0 is high for ball 4. The 4th walk of the series, the 2nd of the day for the Pacific Northwest native. Gig Harbor, right on the Puget Sound across from Seattle, next to the Olympia National Forest. Exceptionally gorgeous, especially this time of year. Leadoff walk to Richards brings up DJ Stewart with 1 on and nobody out. Richards goes again. The throw down to second is a good one. Richards is out. Jake Green on the money. 1 away. Green's thrown out his 5th runner of the season.
Really good throw there by Green. A lot of times you'll see him try to throw from either 1 or 2 knees down to second, but he pops all the way up that time with a right-handed batter up and really just puts it on a dot there to second.
DJ Stewart swings and grounds one just over the third base bag. Glove by Reyes. Long throw in time for the out. Jomar Reyes with a cannon to get the second out of the inning, well behind the third base bag on a ball that hopped right over the bag. And he needed someone with an arm of gold, and Reyes provided it to beat Stewart down the line.
Yeah, you said it best, Griffin. I mean, impressive first off just to track your way over to that ball behind the base, but what a display of arm strength. Not a lot of guys are going to be able to make that throw and catch pretty speedy Stewart down the line.
Abdiel Diaz to the plate with all of a sudden 2 outs and nobody on here on the top of the 4th. Diaz takes the first pitch low. Most of the field now in shadow with the sun reflecting off the Crawford Door building out behind center field. Here's the 1-0 to Diaz. It's high, 2 balls and no strikes. So Watland ever giving up 2 solo home runs, plus an RBI base hit to Stewart for 3 in the first, is calming down. Diaz swings and misses, 2-1. Good bounce back for Watland. As we mentioned, a couple starts where he's let things spiral and get worse and worse. Not the case today. The 2-1, Diaz slaps right side. 2-2 on the foul ball. Next pitch will be the 55th for the Reno native. Swung on, popped up left side. Jomar Reyes chasing and diving and making the catch. Jomar Reyes got dirt all over his legs. He makes a great throw and sliding along the dirt all down the third base line. A sliding grab for the 3rd out of the inning What an inning of defensive display by Jomar Reyes.
Yeah, 2 really impressive plays, and shouldn't be understated how hard it is to track a ball that far into foul territory. There's a lot of room here at Bosse Field, but that is by no means an easy play or a play that you will see many people make.
3-2, Gateway leads. We move to the bottom of the 4th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
In the Hoosier state of Indiana, Paramount Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep smiling with Paramount Dental. We're smiling with Paramount Dental with our Otters Digital Network cameras. Simulcast on Flow Sports. And be sure to check out Frontier League and Evansville Otters all season long on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Just visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe tonight for all Frontier League and Flow Sports content. We're smiling, we're having a great time here at the ballpark. Weather couldn't be better. Otters first base coach Billy Easley is wearing a Homestead Rays home 1935 uniform. They also played at Pittsburgh Sports Field, but they took their name from a small suburb of Homestead, Pennsylvania.
Great crowd on a Saturday night from Bosse Field. A 3-2 lead for Gateway over Evansville with all runs coming in the first inning, and since then it's been all quiet at the plates. Ethan Skinder will try to change that for the Otters, leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Skinder struck out his first time. LaRue on the mound has 5 strikeouts now. First pitch to Skinder is fouled away out of play. All these cool jerseys that both the Otters and the Grizzlies are wearing, former Negro League teams. Each one tells a different story. Almost all the players are wearing unique ones as Skinder takes the ball low, 1-1. Skinder wearing an Atlanta Black Crackers jersey. No, he's not. Well, I must have wrote it down wrong. That is one of the jerseys, which has ABC on it, which looks really cool. Skinder takes outside 2-1. He swings and drives one to left. It's down for a base hit. One hopping in front of the left fielder Penner, a leadoff base hit for Skinder. He's wearing a Yankees jersey. That's the New York Black Yankees. So Skinder has a base hit to lead off the 4th, and it brings up Brian Rosario.
Number 42, Brian Rosario.
Rosario also wearing a New York Black Yankees, but he's wearing the home version of it. Black Yankees started as an independent team back in 1932 as Skinder dives back into the bag. Joined the Negro National League in 1936. Satchel Paige appeared in a publicity shot in Yankee Stadium in one of the uniforms, but they aren't sure if he actually played with the Black Yankees. Rosario swings, grounds one right to the first baseman Freeman. He throws to second base to one, back to first base, not in time. Rosario runs it out, and there's one away. Rosario will trade places with Skinder at first base.
Great play there by Clint Freeman. He had to wait just a second to allow Abdiel Diaz to just make his way over to second base, but a really good job also by LaRue to track his way over and just give them a chance at possibly making that double play.
Rosario able to run it out, so one away, and brings up George Khalil. All of a sudden, this game is sped up. It feels like so often baseball games are going these days in the Frontier League. Rosario takes off, and the ball is dropped by Estrada, and Rosario's down to seconds.
That was an epic stolen base.
Rosario has his 26th stolen base of the season. Not sure it would have been a close play anyways, but Estrada dropped the ball behind home plate as he reached up to try to make a throw. Rosario had one yesterday, so 26 on the season. Rosario has now a 5-run lead, 5 stolen base lead on anyone else in the league. A 1 to Khalil. He is outside 1-1. Rosario's only been thrown out once this season. He's now 26 for 27. Just a new mentality on the base pass this year for Brian Rosario, and nearly impossible to throw out. He was thrown out for the first time just last week, as Willie Estrada is having a little equipment malfunction, adjusting the knee pads and re-zipping them up. Rosario at second, Khalil the batter, 1-1 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 3-2 lead for Gateway. Winding a fire, and Khalil fouls it off.
Saw Rosario get pretty big secondary there. Didn't know if he was going to take off for third or not, but what a weapon that's been. I mean, you're almost happy with how things played out for him to reach on the fielder's choice there rather than get out in a different manner and have Skinder on, because chance to move yourself over into scoring position and see the Otters can do here with 2 outs left in the inning.
Especially against a righty pitcher, it feels like almost a guarantee. 1-2 is swung on and hit hard to center field. Back is Rivera. He'll make the grab a few steps from the track, and Rosario will jog down to third on the sacrifice fly. So Rosario does advance a base, but there's 2 away, and Jay Green comes to the plate. The tying run is 90 feet away.
Yeah, the same situation Green came up to bat with last time with a runner on third. There's actually 1 out that time, but chance to be clutch here. He struck out on a pitch that he was just a little unsure about, way out of the zone last time.
First pitch to Jake Green is high and tight for a ball, 1-0. Rosario trying to tie the game up. He's 90 feet away from leaving us at 3 in this middle game. A 1-0 is on the outside corner for a strike to Green, 1-1. Jake Green is getting married this fall to his fiance. Big congratulations to Jake Green. A lot of weddings or weddings that just happened for multiple Otter players. The 1-1 is fouled straight back, 1-2. He's moving back to Dallas area where Green's from to work in the airplane manufacturing business, managing finances and the business side. I hope I described that adequate for him. He was describing it to me, and it was very impressive and complicated sounding, and I think I got the gist of it. But hopefully I'm close enough.
Very cool industry to be a part of, though.
Oh, his dad also works in the airplane manufacturing industry. It is an absolute awesome industry. Jake's got a whole 5-year plan worked out. He is a meticulous and well-organized man. The plan here would be to get a RBI base hit to tie the game. The 1-2 swing and a miss. LaRue had other plans. He gets his 6th strikeout of the inning, and the Otters strand another runner at third. 3-2, Gateway leads through 4 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters fans, this is Center Point of the game. Your friends at Center Point Energy encourage you to conserve energy in order to save money at home.
We have honor bells, Clay.
Oh, we do have honor bells. I'm ahead of myself here.
Yeah, don't get too far ahead of me. We know you're the runner. you seen Evan the Otter around lately? Make sure you tell him hello when you do. Evan's excited to see all of our fans here tonight. And Evan encouraged you to visit Heritage for all of your banking needs. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball.
Through 4 innings here at Bosse Field, a 3-2 lead for Gateway over Evansville. Griffin Epstein, Lucas Daunhauer, our director Michael Rust on a Saturday night from the River City. Second game of 3 between these Frontier League West rivals. Otters took game 1 last night. Gateway's got an early lead here. So glad you can join us as part of your Saturday night. Justin Watland face Willie Estrada, the righty batter, to start off the 5th. Estrada takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error for Gateway. 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors for Evansville. Otters have had some chances since the first, but not able to convert as Estrada swings and misses 0-2. Evansville stranded runners at third, both in the second inning and again in the 4th. Also stranded a runner in scoring position in the 3rd. Estrada swings or grounds one right to Reyes at third. Backpedals a few steps, makes the grab and throws to first in time. 1 away. On the other side, Justin Watland has found his groove that we've seen his last few outings after a shaky first inning.
It's been really impressive from both pitchers to see them just put that first inning behind him. I know LaRue's been able to strand some Otters runners. He's given up some hits, but both sides just really good perseverance here and able to bounce back from the first inning.
Eric Rivera, the center fielder, takes high and tight for a ball. Watland at 62 pitches here in the 5th. Cruising along. A few stretches going on in the Otters bullpen. The 1-0 is on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Otters bullpen very well rested with how good the starters have been of late for the Otters. 1-1 to Rivera is swung on and grounded. Left side, few steps over is Khalil. The shortstop gloves it, throws to first in time to beat Rivera by 2 strides, 2 away.
Back to the top of the order, our Hoosier Lottery strikeout batter of the game.
Well, the Otters starters have been great. The bullpen's been great for Evansville. Their pitching numbers ranking towards the top of the Frontier League in pretty much every stat. They're pretty much second in every stat, and Sussex County in the East is first. It's Andrew Penner in the top of the order coming up here for Gateway. First pitch to the righty, Penner is low for a ball, 1-0. The Otters starters have thrown 17 quality starts so far this season. That's tied for the best in the Frontier League. The team that they're tied with, you never guessed. Well, I'll let you guess. You would never guess who it'd be.
If I would never guess it, then it might be a little offensive at who I would guess.
The 1-0 to Penner is popped up right side, 1-1. They're probably not listening because they're playing a game, so they won't get offended. I mean, it's a great stat. They have 17 quality starts. The Otters rotation, I think a lot of people agree, is the best rotation right now in the Frontier League. The 1-1 is a breaking ball on the inside corner, 1-2 to Penner. Lucas is staring at the teams.
Is it Joliet?
No, though that's a good guess. They have a very good starting rotation. The 1-2. Penner swings and lost one into right. Baez racing over, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. You were in the right area. 30 minutes down I-80, Windy City.
Okay.
Worst team in the Frontier League West, but they have 17 quality starts. Their bullpen has struggled. Otters, though, and Justin Watland, he's 3 outs away from their 18th quality start of the season. Gateway leads, though, 3-2. Move to the bottom of the 5th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Make some noise tonight. We've got more runs to score. Let's give it up for your Evansville Otters. Make some noise. Come on, a little louder than that. Let's hear it.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. Gateway 3, Evansville 2 as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Moving along at a rapid pace. Just over an hour into this ball game. After 5 runs in the first inning, we haven't seen anything since. Noah Myers, leadoff batter, leads things off in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Myers is strike at the knees. Evansville has stranded a runner in scoring position in the last 3 innings. As Myers takes a pitch inside, 1-1. Myers led off the first with a double and came around to score on a Dakota Phillips base hit. Otters scored 2 in the first. Responded to 3 by Gateway, but nothing since. Myers chops one foul right side, 1-2. It's interesting, the Frontier League put out numbers today on average game time and the pitch clock in its first year in the Frontier League taking effect, and as it did in MLB, it's worked. The 1-2 by Myers is swung on and one hops over the glove of Freeman at first down the right field line. Myers is going to try for 2. The throw is wide of the bag. Myers dives in safely for his second double of the game. It took a hard hop right over the glove of the first baseman Freeman, and the speedy Myers wasn't waiting around and decided to stretch a single into a double with success.
And it's not super often you'll see a ground ball through the 4-3 hole that you're able to make it over to second, but a ball that was hit very hard on the ground and just kept tailing a little bit. Looked like it was just up to Myers' own decision whether or not to go for second there, and he never picked his head back up, just puts it down and makes his way over in a scoring position.
Got his jersey covered in dirt now, but another good night for Noah Myers, who has been really incredible playing at Bosse Field. His batting average over .350 now here at home. He struggled mightily on the road there. Connor Quiggle took a first pitch inside and now fouls one straight back, 1-1. So leadoff double by Myers. It's his 3rd hit of the series, and he's got 2 doubles already today. LaRue working on the right side of the rubber out of the stretch. By set. Winds and delivers. Swing and a miss by Quiggle, 1-2. So back to the pitch clock. Games last year without the pitch clock into effect we're averaging 3 hours and 5 minutes a game. That was through the end of the season. So far, we're over a fourth now through the year. Games averaging 2 hours and 41 minutes. I mean, what a big change that is. Over 20 minutes shorter. Here's the 1-2. It's fouled right side by Quiggle.
Yeah, and a really quick couple of games. Obviously, this one's still yet to play out, but after a first inning tonight that we thought was going to be a methodical, really high-scoring game, it's just been really high tempo, despite the Otters kind of being threatening to score in every inning as well.
And a slow worker like LaRue, you'd imagine he'd be taking forever on the mound, but with the pitch clock, he's forced to work quicker as Quiggle takes low 2-2. I think a lot of pitchers have just changed their whole approach and gone, I've got to become a fast worker now. I've got no choice.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pitchers, both on the Otters and from the road, that are just anxious to already throw that next pitch, and it just seems like it's caused them to develop a new rhythm.
2-2 was fouled straight back. Quiggle with a good fight. His little stats armband fell off and has to reapply to his left hand. It's not used when he's batting, but out when he's in center field, where you move around shifting wise. Another 2-2 pitch. The throw home is chopped right side. Oh, good play by the first baseman Freeman to spear it off a bounce. And he steps on the bag for the first out of the inning. Took a nasty hop on the ball by Myers that he couldn't feel. It took another high hop right up near the head. But this time Freeman able to glove it. Get the first out of the inning. Myers, though, goes to third, and we'll see if the Otters can finally get a runner at third home.
Yeah, and we see Grizzlies infield playing in on the grass again here. It's something we've seen every time the Otters have had a runner on third with less than 2 outs. Steve Brook, just kind of automatic for him to have his infielders come in on the grass anytime they have a runner 90 feet away from home and there's not 2 outs.
And the task here feels simple for Jeffrey Baez. Hit one to the outfield. Tie the game. First to Baez is fouled straight back, 0-1. For a guy with 9 home runs, it doesn't feel like it's that hard for Baez to get under one, but he has struck out twice today so far. Tying run 90 feet away again for the Otters for the third inning out of the last 4. They trail 3-2 here in the 5th. Here's the 0-1. It's swung on and lofted high in the air to left. This should be deep enough. Penner's under it to make the catch. Myers scampering, throw him. It's a good throw, but Myers slaps the bag with his left hand, and we're tied at 3. Jeffrey Baez does his job with the sac fly, and Myers' leadoff double leads to us all knotted at 3 apiece.
That's right. Baez struggled at the plate just to pick up the ball out of LaRue's hand in his first 2 at-bats, but really good piece of hitting there to lift a really low breaking ball into left field and get the job done.
So 2 away, and now the base is cleared. It brings up Dakota Phillips. His walk-up song goes, "It's a party, it's a party," and it's certainly been for Phillips so far tonight as he fouls the first pitch off. A base hit in the first, a double in the third. He already has 4 hits on the series. The 4th-year Evansville Otter and fan favorite fouls another one straight back, 0-2. Otters have 6 hits today. The offense continuing to be strong for the Otters. There's Evan the Otter. Happy birthday. He looks tired. I think he's had a lot of birthday well wishes today. I think by the time you reach the evening of your birthday day, you're kind of exhausted. You have a lot of activities planned. The 0-2 is high 1-2. What's your ideal birthday activity? If you could do one thing on your birthday.
Given a February birthday, usually to go to a college basketball game of some sort.
Well, Phillips swings and misses, and there is out number 3. The Otters, though, tie the game at 3. A leadoff double by Myers. Baez brings them home on a sac fly. We're all tied at 3 through 5 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Today is Bossy Field's 108th anniversary of the first opening day. Let's give a big round of applause for 108 years of Bossy Field. June 17th, 1915, the first game at Bossy Field. The Evansville Evas beating the Erie Sailors 4-0. There were 8,082 fans at the ballpark that day. And Bossy Field hosted its first black players game on June 21st, 1917. Making it the only park still in use today to have hosted a major black ball
5 innings complete from Bosse Field. We're all tied at 3 between the Gateway Grizzlies and the Evansville Otters. For a good last 4 innings, this big matchup between two of the top teams in the Frontier League West. Otters tied things up on a sac fly in the bottom of the 5th, and should be an entertaining final 4 innings. Justin Watland looking for another quality outing, trying for his 3rd of the year, is on the bump here for his 6th inning of work to face Gabe Holt, lefty batter. First pitch to Holt is a breaking ball low, 1-0. Otters bullpen is still quiet. Watland has really ramped up the efficiency of late. This is going to be his 70th pitch. The 1-0 is a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Watland on the right side, winds and delivers. It's chopped foul, 2-1.
Yeah, it really is a surprising pitch count considering just how the first inning went. 7 batters came up to the plate for the Grizzlies.
The 1-2 to Holt. Swung on a chopper up the middle, bounces off the glove of Watland. Skinder picks it up, and there's no play. A comebacker bounced off the glove of Watland. He couldn't squeeze it. It deflected to Skinder, the second baseman. And Holt ran it out down the line. And imagine that will go down as a base hit. And if it does, it's the first hit for the Grizzlies since the 2nd inning. Just 1 base runner had reached over the last 3 innings for Gateway. It will go down as a base hit for Holt. So a solo home run in the 1st, and now a leadoff base hit here in the 6th. Brings up Clint Freeman, who takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Watland, after giving up 3 in the 1st on 2 solo home runs, has limited the Grizzlies since then. The 1-0 to Freeman is swatted at and missed, 1-1. Talk about some of the awesome jerseys the Otters and the Grizzlies are wearing. Justin Watland is wearing a Homestead Grays jersey tonight. The 1-1 is high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Home jerseys for the Grays back in 1939. Negro League team won 9 consecutive Negro League National League pennants, ending in 1939. They were a dynasty led by Josh Gibson, Buck Leonard, Ray Brown, all Hall of Famers in Cooperstown, as Freeman takes a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. So many incredible players that played in the Negro Leagues, and it's been so awesome to see so many of them recognized and celebrated. The 2-2 is hit hard and high in the air by Freeman. Back is Baez in right and makes the catch along the warning track, 1 away. Freeman just missed 1.
He did, and he likes those high pitches. We saw him chase a couple out of the zone now in his 3 at-bats so far, but he catches that one on the outer half of the plate, the very top of the zone, and drives it out to right field. Just doesn't get quite enough on it. Good play out there by Baez to range over.
So it brings up Peter Zimmerman with 1 away and 1 on in the top of the 6th. Zimmerman takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Zimmerman had the 2nd home run off Watland back in the 1st for his 10th blast of the year. He's now tied for 3rd in the Frontier League in home runs. Josh Raywalt at 12 for New Jersey, as Zimmerman takes outside 1-1. Watland winds and delivers. Swing and a miss by Zimmerman, 1-2. Breaking ball fooled the big slugger. Speaking of New Jersey, they've won 11 games in a row now. They're 3 outs away from making it 12. They lead Windy City 3-2 in the top of the 9th inning in Crestwood. What a run by the Jackals. Pitch just misses somewhere. 2-2.
I think one thing that's interesting about that New Jersey winning streak is they started the season pretty slow, but they have a really unique ballpark. It just kind of takes some time.
2-2 is up the middle. Diving is Skinder. Second baseman can't get there into center field. Going to third is Holt. The throw is wide of first base. Base hit for Zimmerman, and there's runners on the corners for the Grizzlies with 1 out.
42.
Peter Zimmerman, a base hit up the middle, and the go-ahead run for Gateway's 90 feet away.
Really good hit there by Zimmerman to stay on top of a ball that's up in the zone. But yeah, just going back to my point, I mean, you play in such a unique, really small ballpark there in New Jersey, and both pitchers and hitters could just take some time to get used to learning how to win in that ballpark, and they certainly have.
Jarris Richards fouls the first pitch away. What's been impressive of late, though, is they've been on a 6-game road trip to West Teams, sweeping Gateway, and now up at Windy City. I mean, if they can finish a Frontier League West road trip, 12 hours from home, 6-0, that'd be the most impressive accomplishment of the season. Ground ball to Khalil. He tosses to second, and Skinder bobbles it and drops it. And Gateway will score the go-ahead run. Wow. Another tailor-made double play ball. Richards ground run right to Khalil. Underhand toss to Skinder, and on the transfer, he dropped the baseball. If he made the throw, he probably had Richards for the ending double play, and Holt doesn't score from third.
Would have been another pretty masterful way from Justin Watland to get out of that inning.
So Gateway takes the lead on the fielder's choice. Richards now at first with Zimmerman out at second. DJ Stewart is the batter, taking a first pitch strike. Off goes Richards, but the 0-1 is fouled straight back, and Richards will have to go back to first base. So Holt, the leadoff base hit. Zimmerman, a base hit up the middle, moved him to third, and the 6-4 fielder's choice with Skinder dropping a baseball, unable to turn a double play, giving Gateway the answer to the Otters run in the bottom of the 5th. No quality start today for Justin Watland. The 0-2 is inside, 1-2 to Stewart. Watland at 85 pitches. The Otters bullpen is still quiet. Watland's season high is 107 pitches. See if Max Peterson decides for maybe a 7th for him. The 1-2 is flashed foul right side.
We've certainly been efficient enough to justify it, and before what we've seen this inning unfold, you mentioned the Grizzlies before this inning didn't have a hit since the 2nd inning, so a little bit of a deceptive scoreline in a way.
The 1-2, Richards takes off again, but Stewart fouls it away. But Richards is getting a lot of running in today.
He is.
I hope he brought his Apple Watch. One and two count. Richards is exhausted. He's tired of running. He's slowly walking back to first. And Larry Hudson has to call time so he can get back to first base. Now Watland's ready. Richards takes off again. The 1-2 is fouled away third base side. Oh, poor guy. Jarris Richards is 3 times tried to steal second, only for his teammate DJ Stewart to spoil things and foul things away.
He had a really good jump all 3 of those times, but he's being a good sport about it as he started laughing this time.
I mean, it's a good workout, if nothing less. Another 1-2 count. Watland just trying to get the last strike to finish the 6th. The 1-2 is high, 2-2, and of course, that's when Richards decides not to steal. That's how life just is sometimes. Two and two count to Stewart. Watland steps off. Throw to first, not in time. As Richards back in safely. 6 hits for Gateway and 4 runs. 6 hits for the Otters and 3 runs. The 2-2, there goes Richards. It's high, throw down to second is hopped, and Richards, all his hard work pays off with a stolen base. He's exhausted. His hands are on his knees. That is a lot of running back and forth. He's run around the bases like 3 times, just going back and forth between first and second now. Full count to Stewart. Wildland winds and delivers. Richards pops one up right side. Baez coming towards the line, ranging a few steps more over and making the grab for the third out of the inning. Tosses one, trying to some kids. It bounces off the fence and doesn't get there. Gateway adds 1 in the top of the 6th. They retake the lead, 4-3. We move to the bottom of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
It's time for the dance camp, brought to you by Drake's. We need everybody to get up and dance because Drake's is your go-to. For 24 beers on tap, big burgers, and the freshest sushi in all of Evansville. Visit Drake's at 1222 Hirschland Road or drakescomeplay.com. Now let's dance. Look at all those dancers on our Drake's Come Play dance cam. And they know the Macarena. I'm impressed. It's a 90s jam, Macarena. And let beautiful Bossy Field be the venue for your next celebration with one of our Grand Slam picnics. And you and your guests will receive an exclusive Otters Special Edition hat. If you'd like to be a part of an upcoming Evansville Otters home game, it's simple. At EvansvilleOtters.com or call our front office at 812-435-8686. We have other great dancers here on the Drake's Dance Cam. Nicely done, everyone who participated here tonight.
Bottom of the 6th inning from Bossy Field. 4-3 lead for Gateway. Tight ball game on this Saturday night between 2 of the top teams in the Frontier League West. Otters looking to secure the series win tonight. Gateway trying to break a 5-game losing streak and even us up at a game apiece in this series and send us to a rubber match tomorrow evening. Jomar Reyes starts things off and takes the first pitch in for a strike. I think Reyes, in my opinion, is wearing the coolest Negro League jersey tonight of the incredible, awesome jerseys that so many players are wearing. Reyes takes outside 1-1. Jomar, it's a San Francisco jersey. It's got a big bear on the right side. The 1-1 is sliced right side, bounces off the glove of Freeman and into foul territory. Reyes down to first base, a base hit. Oh, Freeman has had some tough plays over at first base tonight for Gateway. Some funky hops, tried to backhand the ball. It bounced off his glove and away from him.
Number 42, Ethan Skinner.
So Reyes is aboard. He'll go down as a base hit on a tough play for Freeman. The Otters have the leadoff runner aboard for the 3rd straight inning here in the top of the 6th. And pitching coach Nick Kennedy on out to have a word with Chase LaRue and Carson LaRue. And it's not much of a word. It's a pulling of Carson LaRue. His day is done. So LaRue's night ends with the leadoff base hit here in the 6th, and Gateway is going to the bullpen. We'll be right back. Ethan Skinner coming to the plate. The tying run on for the Otters in the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 lead for Gateway on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Gateway called the pitch. The battery rally is on the mound. Estrada behind the plate. This battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery to the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North Juniper Road, or give them a call at 1-2-475-9000. Tell them Zane from the Otters sent you. Fireworks show is coming up after the game, so stick around. Ethan Skinder, who will be coming to bat, is wearing an Atlanta Black Crackers home uniform from 1940. The Black Crackers took their team name from the Southern Association's all-white Atlanta Crackers. Both clubs shared Atlanta's famed Ponce de Leon Park, where during the 1940 season, the legendary Satchel Paige appeared in 2 games for the Black Crackers.
Back at Bosse Field, 1-0, nobody out on the bottom of the 6th. The day done for Carson LaRue. The Grizzlies bringing in Alex Whaley, a righty from the St. Louis area. Whaley has been up and down this season out of the pen. He's been used a lot for the Grizzlies. His 16th appearance, 8.22 ERA in 15 1/3 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts to just 2 walks. He's a sidearmer with his first pitch falling outside to Skinder. A back pick throw to Reyes, who's back on the bag over at first. Whaley, second year with the Grizzlies, is coming off a back-to-back really poor performances. He's given up 8 runs in his last 2 outings as Skinder fouls the first pitch away. He's pitched pretty well in the season for the most part, but Whaley allowed 3 hits and 4 runs against Tri-City last weekend, and then earlier this week against New Jersey, allowed 4 runs on 4 hits and a walk. So it's been a disastrous last couple outings for the sidearmer Alec Whaley, trying to bounce back and hold the lead here for Gateway. He fires home, and Skinder takes outside 2-1. It's an interesting guy for Steve Brook and Nick Kennedy to bring in when you're holding on to a 1-run lead.
It is, and it just shows, they must have a decent amount of confidence in his capability.
The 2-1 is sliced into right, but hanging up, and the catch made by Richards. 1 away. So he gets the first out to Skinder. Ray is still at first, and Brian Rosario coming to the plate. Rosario has a base hit and grounded into a fielder's choice today. 4-3 lead for Gateway. The Otters scored 1 in the 5th to tie it, but the Grizzlies answered with 1 of their own in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Rosario is outside 1-0. So I was talking about Jomar Reyes, his jersey. He's over at first base right now. Probably my favorite jersey of the many fantastic uniforms that both the Otters and Grizzlies players are wearing today as Rosario takes a strike. Reyes's has got the big, I called it a bear. It's a sea lion on the right side of the jersey. San Francisco Sea Lions from the West Coast Negro League Association. That's the 1-1, a swing and a miss by Rosario, 1-2. Okay, it is actually a bear cub. I thought it looked like a bear. The Sea Lions purchased uniforms previously used by a semi-pro club called the San Francisco Cubs. So they went by the Sea Lions, but kept the Cub on the uniform. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss by Rosario, 2 away.
It's an interesting fact.
I'm not going to out anyone here, but it might be like some things in the Otters organization that are really Bears and not Otters. But moving on from that quickly, the Sea Lions also had one of the first 3 women to ever play professional baseball in Toni Stone. So really cool uniform for the San Francisco Sea Lions. And Jomar Reyes wearing my favorite jersey, and the Giants now mascot in San Francisco was also a seal. So honoring that past history as George Khalil takes the first pitch inside for a ball. 1-2 out, bottom of the 6th, 4-3 lead for Gateway. And if you've ever been to San Francisco, they have some very famous seals on Pier 49 there. The 1-0 to Khalil is taken outside on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. The Seals get to sit there all day, and they are just superstars at Pier 49 in San Francisco. Tourists coming up to take their picture, and the Seals are just barking away and having the time of their life out on the edge of the dock. The 1-1 by Khalil is fouled away 1-2. And there's something about these sea lions that is so exciting to tourists that they must take pictures of them.
Have you taken pictures of them as a local?
No. They're nice to say hi to every once in a while. You start seeing them a lot, you recognize each other. The 1-2 to Khalil is outside 2-2. What is, so you have a favorite jersey of the many we have tonight here?
Yeah, so I think my two favorites are on the left side of the infield for the Grizzlies.
Comes the 2-2. Khalil pops it up on the left side of the infield. Back is the shortstop Diaz. In is the left fielder, but Diaz will make the catch. Well, we'll get right back to Lucas's favorite uniforms on the diamond when we go to the top of the 7th inning. It's a 4-3 lead for Gateway through 6 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Make some noise in Carolina. We'll give you a t-shirt here. Salute to the Negro League side. Make some noise. Let me hear ya. We can get louder. I think we can still go a little bit louder. We can get way louder. We got fireworks coming up. Make some noise if you want a t-shirt. Skip the liner bank from the comfort of your own home with self-service options. And Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball. Happy birthday to Eddie Drew West. 80 is celebrating a birthday number 16 from our mom, dad, and Graceland. So happy birthday. And we welcome all the West who are here celebrating that big 16th birthday. Also wishing a happy birthday, 45th, or a happy anniversary, I should say, to Mark and Marla Beal. So the Beals are celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary. We welcome them to Bossy Field as well this evening.
4-3 lead for the Grizzlies over the Otters. A tight ball game as we move to the top of the 7th inning. Justin Wallen is out to work his 7th inning, but he is right now in line for the loss. The Grizzlies, the go-ahead run in the top of the 6th, scoring on a fielder's choice, as Abdel Diaz, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 7th inning. Sun is set. Lights are coming on mostly into full effect. We'll pass 8:15 local time here in the River City. First pitch home to Diaz, shows bunt and lays one down the first base line. Bare hand by Reyes. Throw to first is in time to get Diaz one away. So your favorite jerseys, I know you said you like Diaz's a lot, that the Grizzlies have on, honoring the Negro Leagues.
Yeah, so Diaz is with that navy blue with white pinstripes. The Cubs also did it. His is from the Chicago American Giants. I think it's a really cool look. And then the other one I would say is DJ Stewart's on third base. I believe it's a Kansas City Monarchs jersey. It's gray with navy blue sleeves.
Willie Estrada stands in, takes the first pitch low for a ball.
But I think Kansas City Monarchs jerseys are just so cool. You know, the team that Satchel Paige primarily pitched for.
Legendary team, probably the team, the Yankees, you could say, of the Negro Leagues. This is Estrada went around 1-1.
That's right. It's Jackie Robinson played there the year before going into Major League Baseball as well.
1-1 is swung on and lofted into center. Racing over is Quiggle, won't get there. One hops in front of Quiggle, and a base hit for Willie Estrada, his second of the game. And there's one on with one out in the top of the 7th. So Eric Rivera comes to the plate with one on and one out in the top of the 7th. Otters have action in the bullpen as Watland working into his 7th inning. He comes home to Rivera. It's a strike at the knees. This is, if Watland, well, yeah, Watland has it out. This is Watland's longest outing per innings now on the year. Not sure it's his best. He's been really good at stretches and had a few blips, and that's challenging against a Gateway team as Rivera fouls one away that bounces off the roof of the grandstands, 0-2. But he has provided good length for the Otters tonight. Watland at 98 pitches. Oh, 2 to Rivera, popped up out of play. It's a little more difficult to recognize the guys in the bullpen tonight for the Otters, as everyone's wearing 42. So, I go, oh, 42's in the bullpen. Well, there's all 42 in the bullpen. The 0-2, Rivera fouls away again. Of course, all to honor Jackie Robinson with the Negro League uniforms.
The best, never regret it.
100th pitch for Justin Watland right here. Delivers home, and it's fouled away again by Rivera. It's certainly been a far more disciplined, patient approach by the Grizzlies today. While they only have 4 runs, I think we've seen why this offense is as potent as it's been all year.
That's right. They don't give many gifts to pitchers. They make you go at them, and they're oftentimes successful when you do.
Rivera pops one up into right. Baez and Quiggle racing over, and it's Baez making a jogging catch for the second out. So 2 away. Estrada is still at first. Back to the top of the order, and Andrew Penner, who's 0 for 3 today. 4-3 lead for Gateway here in the top of the 7th inning. Penner 0 for 3, former Evansville Otter, played with the Otters back in 2021. 66 games with Evansville. Pitches inside to Penner. Runner goes. Good throw by Green. He's out. Jake Green throws his second runner out of the game. Not a good jump by Estrada. He was out by a mile. So Justin Watland completes 7. We'll stretch here at Bossy, a 4-3 lead for Gateway over Evansville on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Nicely done. Let's get some runs. Gateway, caught the bullpen. 42, Trevor Teets in to pitch. The battery Teets is on the mound. Estrada behind the plate. That battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North Christopher Road. Or give them a call 812-475-9000. Tell them Zane from the Otters sent you. Leading off for the Evansville Otters, the catcher, number 42, Jake Green.
Otters looking for a comeback as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. A 4-3 lead for Gateway over Evansville. Jake Green to lead things off. And same pitcher on the, or new pitcher make it on the bump here for Gateway. Trevor Teets, the righty, fires a first pitch strike home to Jake Green. Teets, like Whaley, a frequent contributor out of the bullpen for Gateway, making his 17th appearance of the year. Green swings and misses at a fastball up in the zone, 0-2. Teets at 2.70 ERA and 16 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed just 5 earned runs, 17 strikeouts, 9 walks. Good start to the year for the big right. Right side of the rubber, winds and delivers. It's outside 1-2. Teets has such a big windup, it almost looks like he's going to fall over when he finishes.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting delivery because he falls off the mound towards first base quite a bit when he releases the ball.
1-2's outside 2-2. It looks like it's not very healthy for your body. It's rather a violent motion. And as you see, well stated, it kind of tumbles to his right. 2-2 to Green is low. It looks like he's trying so hard.
Yeah, so actually that's something a lot of really young pitchers will do. If your righty is kind of fall off the mound towards first, if you're lefty often towards third, just trying to get that extra velocity out of the pitch like you said. And oftentimes pitching coaches will try to work that out of young pitchers.
Payoff to Green is fouled off.
But as we've seen, you know, a lot of unorthodox, whether it's swings or windups or deliveries in the Frontier League, and guys are just so used to doing that's how they perform at their best.
Oh, they're doing it for 10, 15 years at this point. They're not changing. Another payoff is outside. No, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Jake Green can't believe it. Staring back at home plate umpire Larry Hudson in shock. It was a strike, according to Yakkertech. 1 away.
Yeah, it did catch the right side of the zone there. I think something else that threw Green off so much is Hudson will often pause for a second before he calls a strike, so he had already started making his way down towards first.
Now Larry Hudson is quite methodical behind home plate in making his calls. Noah Myers stands in and takes a first pitch low. Otters have worked just 1 walk today. And they have struck out 7 times as Myers takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th, Gateway 4, Evansville 3. Two out of Myers. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, 2-1. Second pitcher out of the bullpen here is Teets. Gateway trying to hold a 1-run lead and snap their 5-game losing streak. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch outside, and it's 3-1. Someone somewhere is just bumping music really loud near Bosse Field. I can just hear the bass rattling. It's kind of distracting. The 3-1 is outside for ball 4. There's the second walk of the game, worked by the Otters. Myers aboard. Just a party of a Saturday night here in the River City, I guess. Everyone's having fun.
It is, and we've got a lot of festivities here at Bosse Field and a good crowd to go along with it. I'm sure they would like to see the Otters fight their way back into this game here now with a runner on in the bottom of the 7th.
Kona Quiggle coming to the plate, and Willie Estrada. Quick chat with Teets on the mound. 1 on and 1 out. Myers with good speed at first, the tying run. Myers has 9 stolen bases on the year. See if the Otters look to run. Evansville trailing after the 6th inning today. The Otters are 0-8 on the year when trailing after the 6th inning. They have not won a game when trailing in the 6th inning or later. Trying to break that tonight. Kona Quiggle, lefty batter. First pitch home is high. Quiggle is 0 for 2 tonight. A walk back in the first. He's hitless so far in the series. 0 for 6. A 1-0 home, swing and a miss, 1-1. Wiggle's a good guy, though, to have at the plate in this spot. On base percentage over 400, that leads the Otters. And he's been on base in 24 of 28 games played this year, including that walk back in the first, so it's now 25 of 29. Teat steps off and throws over to first. Myers back in.
Yeah, and Quiggle, a guy who has a lot of pop in his bat as well, came into this series with a .511 slugging percentage, so certainly has some capability for some fireworks off his barrel.
Wind and a fire home. Myers takes off. Quiggle swings, grounds one right to the second baseman. Holdy throws to first in time. And there's 2 away. Myers stealing probably negated what would have been an inning-ending double play. Myers in scoring position as Baez comes to the plate. Baez 0 for 3 today. He's been quiet with 2 strikeouts. Did have a sac fly. Was 1 for 4 yesterday against the Grizzlies. Tying runs in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th. Teats working out of the stretch. High set. Winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. Baez takes a lot of big hacks, but you trade that for his 9 home runs and 28 RBIs to lead the Otters. The 0-1 is bouncing in the dirt, and good stop by Estrada to keep it in front of him, and Myers stays at second. Otters going for win number 3 in a row for the first time this month. One 1 to Baez. Popped up right side. First baseman Freeman over in foul territory under it and makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. The Otters strand another runner in scoring position in the 7th. They trail 4-3 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Sumo! We have Derek in blue, Pat in red. All you gotta do is take your opponent to the ground. Best 2 out of 3 rounds is our winner. Round 1, fighters, on your mark, get set, Sumo! Nasty! Blue takes round 1. Fighters reset for round 2. On your mark, get set, Sumo! Let's get up again for our 3rd and final round. Let's hear it, Otters fans. Who's gonna win? On your mark, get set, Sumo! I believe that was our winner. Great job from both of our fighters. Sumo brought to you by Velvet Ice Cream. Get your Velvet Ice Cream behind first base concessions.
The Evansville African American Museum is your cultural hub for the Evansville and surrounding communities. With year-round programming designed to preserve and teach the culture and history of the African American community, this hub of information and knowledge is critical to advancing the understanding that role African Americans have played throughout history, today, and toward the future. Evansville called the bullpen. Leone De La Cruz into pitch to Battery. De La Cruz is on the mound.
Back at Bosse Field, top of the 8th inning, 4-3 lead for Gateway over Evansville. Leone De La Cruz, the flame-throwing lefty, into the ball game for the Otters, trying to keep the ball game at 1. He'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for Gateway, starting off with Gabe Holtz. Actually, it's starting off with Andrew Penner because first pitch home to Penner is a strike. Estrada was thrown out stealing to end the 7th, so Penner was at the plate getting another chance. De La Cruz, 2.19 ERA, his 13th appearance of the season. The 0-1 is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Cruz's last outing did not end well, as he came in the bottom of the 7th in a tie game against Windy City on Wednesday night. Got the first 2 outs of the inning, but then ran into some trouble and a walk-off base hit. Ended up ending his night and handing him the first loss of his season as Penner fouls one back 1-2. It was tough luck in some ways for De La Cruz, though, as he seemingly had the third out of the inning, and Dakota Phillips dropped a ball in foul territory down the first base line. 2 base hits and ended up being the walk-off for Windy City. So De La Cruz trying to bounce back from that. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. You missed, Lucas. You weren't here on Sunday for De La Cruz's 2 innings against Schaumburg when he struck out the side both innings, and 5 of the 6 batters were looking. The 2-2 is a slider, swing, and a miss. That's the trademark pitch for De La Cruz, 1 away.
Yes, certainly, and that's the reason why he'll get so many batters looking, especially righties, when that slider just comes in across the plate and they're not expecting it. I mean, it's certainly big league stuff. A guy who has affiliated ball experience in the Brewers organization, and with the success he's had thus far, apart from a couple outings, looking like he's trying to make his way back.
Gabe Holt lays down a bunt. Charging in is the first baseman, Phillips, and there's no play at first. Holt is safe. Perfectly laid down bunt by Gabe Holt, hard down the first base line. The only play was for the first baseman, Phillips, to get it. Skinder was too far away, and De La Cruz could not get over to the bag quick enough. So it's a bunt base hit for Gabe Holt, with now 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, really good awareness by a Holt there. You had Phillips playing pretty deep and towards the line, and surprisingly, Skinder pretty far towards the middle, so there's just a huge gap if he pushed it over there, and he found it.
Glenn Freeman, lefty batter, picks the first pitch up from the southpaw De La Cruz. Comes the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. De La Cruz doesn't like the call, puts his hands up in the air, gives a shrug to Jake Green, who gives him kind of the hands down on the ground. Calm down, it's okay. Strike zone's been a little bit all over the place tonight by Larry Hudson. The 2-0 is fouled away, 2-1. I gained, though, a newfound respect for umpires a few days ago. I was down at the Otters batting practice, and Jake Green hit a rocket down the line. And I had the perfect angle whether it was fair or foul. And the coaches asked me, is it fair or foul? I say, of course, it's fair. I'm going to, try to be nice to the Otter batter. The 2-1 to Freeman is a flare into left. Back is Khalil, and making a nice catch with his glove over his shoulder on sound like a broken bat flare, 2 away. So Freeman gone, and it brings up Peter Zimmerman with a runner at first and 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And the coaches started questioning me. Did it bounce in front of the bag? Did it bounce after the bag? I was certain that it bounced in, I thought it bounced in foul territory and then went over the bag, but of course, in that case, it would have had to bounce in front of the bag for it to be a fair ball, and I became so confused by their questioning as the first pitch is into Zimmerman for a strike. I couldn't figure out if the ball had gone over the bag. I have no idea now if the ball bounced in front of the bag or bounced behind the bag, because all of a sudden I was in the pressure of making the call and being questioned, and I was completely at a loss. So I felt like I was really put in the umpire situation there and saw how difficult it is to make those calls. The 0-1 swung on and missed 0-2. When that pressure isn't there, it's easy. If I was sitting up in the press box, I would have known right away if it bounced over the bag or not. But the chaos, it muddied my brain. 0-2 to Zimmerman. fouled away.
Yeah, and oftentimes fans will question the call of an umpire who makes it in the speed of a moment when they're sitting at home getting 3-4 replays on their television.
We're all human, and it is a challenging and thankless job. And I was just in batting practice, something completely innocent. Had no importance at all. 0-2 to Zimmerman is fouled away again. De La Cruz trying to finish the 8th inning, keep it a 1-run ball game. The Otters looking for a comeback. They'll have 4, 5, and 6. Phillips, Reyes, and Skinder coming up in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 1. Otters don't have a home walk-off on this season yet. They don't have a late-game comeback either. The 0-2 inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. De La Cruz isn't too pleased at the call again, looking off towards the stars and asking for a prayer for some better officiating in his eyes, though the ball was outside according to Yakertek. The 1-2 is fouled away. New Jersey has won their 12th game in a row. They've beaten Windy City 3-2 tonight. What an incredible run by the Jackals. Their pitching was the worst in the Frontier League when the Otters saw them 2 weeks into the year, but pitching is reached average and the hitting just hasn't stopped, though tonight won a low-scoring game. The 1-2 misses low, and De La Cruz is again frustrated at the call, 2-2. The eye-popping score tonight, though, is in Schaumburg, where the Otters are hoping for a Boomers loss and potentially to be in first place alone by the end of the night. Schaumburg has scored 2 touchdowns, and Quebec's a safety away from tying it up. 14-12 Boomers in the top of the 6th. The 2-2, Zimmerman again stays alive, fouling it straight back. That is the barn burner we thought we might have after we had 5 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, it looks somewhat similar to some of the Grizzlies scores in their most recent series. They had a game, their final game against Tri-City 2 series ago was 24-12.
De La Cruz comes home. Zimmerman swings and misses. Yoni De La Cruz wins the battle with Zimmerman and keeps the ball game at 1. We head to the bottom of the 8th, a 4-3 lead for Gateway, the Otters Digital Network, and Flow Sports.
Frontier League scoreboard for you, running down some finals. Tri-City beating Florence 6-5. Sussex County beats Three Rivers 3-2. Games in progress. New York on top of Lake Erie 3-2 in the 7th. Schaumburg leading Quebec 14-12 in the 6th. Washington on top of Empire State 14-6 in the 7th. Ottawa beats Joliet 7-3. New Jersey wins again, beating Windy City 3-2. And those are the other Frontier League scores from around the Midwest and Northeast.
Otters searching for a comeback on a Saturday night. They trail 4-3 as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Trevor Teets out for his second inning of work to try to quiet the heart of the lineup for the Otters. Dakota Phillips leads things off for Evansville in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead. First pitch to Phillips sails high for a ball. Teets worked around a walk for an otherwise clean 7th inning. One of the better relievers out of the pen for Gateway. The 0-1 home is high 1-1.
He's been a reliable arm for the Grizzlies, and we were just talking about De La Cruz. Teets actually another guy who has experience in the Brewers organization.
How about that? The 1-1 to Phillips is high, 2-1. Brian Einkorn, who only has 2 appearances on the season, is warming in the Gateway pen, a righty. Easterwood is the closer for Gateway, so maybe we'll see him warming later as Phillips takes high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. Wasn't what Teets was looking for. Phillips not with great speed, but he's aboard at first, and that's going to do it for Teets. Interesting. Walks the first batter, and Steve Brook not taking any chances, so it's Brian Eichhorn coming into the game, the righty, making his just 3rd appearance of the season. With the tying run aboard, the go-ahead run coming to the plate. High drama on the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Gateway called the bullpen. Number 42, Brian Eichhorn. Into pitch. The battery Eichhorn is on the line. Estrada behind the plate. That pitch to get your battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 Workpaper Road. 1-812-475-9000. Tell them sing from the Otters, sing you. Don't forget fireworks after the game tonight and our series finale tomorrow at 5:05 against the Gateway Grizzlies. Tickets at EvansvilleOtters.com. Couple of MLB scores for you. The Cardinals beat the Mets 5-3 in New York.
Back at Bosse Field, bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3 lead for Gateway over Evansville. The Otters have the tying run on base and the go-ahead run coming to the plate. And Jomar Reyes. Brian Eichhorn into the ball game for the Grizzlies, former product of the Guardians organization, was in their organization up till last year. Just his 3rd appearance this year with the Grizzlies. 2 innings pitched, both against the New Jersey Jackals earlier this week. Allowed 2 walks, struck out 3, no hits, and no runs. Talented pitcher with playing 4 years in the Guardians organization, and also pitched in the Atlantic League earlier this year with Gastonia. He will try to get the Grizzlies into the 9th inning and likely to their closer in Easterwood. Jomar Reyes to the plate. Phillips at first, he's the tying run, with the Otters trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. Reyes is 1 for 3 today. Reyes shows bunt and pulls it back. Pitches, misses inside to Eichhorn, 1-0. High leverage situation for Eichhorn for a guy brand new to his team, his first week on the roster. Long brown hair tumbling out of his gray cap, black glove with a high set just below the letters. Working out of the stretch. Sets at the chest. Right side of the rubber, winds and delivers. Reyes swings and misses, 1-1.
And there again, we see Reyes taking a really big cut. It's what we've seen out of him quite a bit tonight, but not something we've seen a lot throughout the season.
The 1-1 swung on and hammered right side, but well out of play and deep into the Evansville Knights.
Choose the best, never regret.
Evansville has not won a game when trailing after the 6th inning or later. Hasn't happened a lot this year. The Otters have led in a lot of games and had a lot of seesaw late in many ball games. The 1-2, swing and a miss by Reyes. Foul tipped into the glove, one away. Eichhorn gets a strikeout in his first batter face. Phillips stays at first, and it brings up Ethan Skinder.
Number 42, Ethan
Otters just 2 in the first and 1 in the 5th. That's the scoring today for the Otters. They've put a runner in scoring position in all but 1 inning today. Have 7 hits, but just 3 runs to show for it. First pitch to Skinder, popped up right side. Racing over towards the line is Richards. Long run, and he makes the grab right by the foul line. 2 away. Jarris Richards had to go all the way to right in front of the right field foul line to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Number 42, Brian Rosario.
2 away, and it brings up Brian Rosario with Phillips still at first.
A really excellent start to the night's work for Eichhorn. Comes in and just a calming presence on the mound. A tough first batter to face, and Reyes, especially with a runner on, and he's done good work so far.
Brian Rosario, the lefty batter, takes the first pitch high. Rosario 1 for 3 today with a base hit back in the second. Otters down to their last 4 outs tonight. 1-0 home. Rosario takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Gateway trying to break their 5-game losing streak. This is a badly needed win for the Grizzlies tonight, irrespective of standings or anything else. You just need to put a stopgap in the bleeding. The 1-1 is at the knees, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eichhorn just looks like a pitcher right now in a great groove. The 1-2 home. Popped up left side. Racing over is Penner in left field. It will fall for a base hit. Andrew Penner can't get there, and that lazy fly ball fell perfectly a foot to the right of the left field line, and Penner just didn't get a good break. Bloop base hit for Rosario. And the Otters have a runner in scoring position in the 8th with Khalil to the plate.
Yeah, Rosario hit that a mile high, but a ball that, regardless how long it was in the air, it just kept tailing so much towards the line. Honestly, looked like it was going to make its way into foul territory, but drops in just about a foot inside of the line down there in left field.
So George Khalil a chance to be a hero here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's 0 for 2 today, but has had an excellent week. 5 hits on the week, including a base hit yesterday. 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. The Otters trail by 1. First pitch home, Khalil fouls away. Eichhorn working out of the stretch. Ball on his backside, comes set in the black glove. Sets and fires. Khalil fouls it straight back, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Otters have struck out 8 times tonight. As Khalil is going to call time, reset the white batting gloves, pull up the pants, take a deep breath in this big spot. Oh, 2 for Mike Korn. Swing and a miss. Brian Eichhorn A strikeout of Khalil, and the Otters strand runners in scoring position again. 7 out of 8 innings, they've had a runner in scoring position, but just 3 runs to show for it. We head to the 9th inning, a 4-3 lead for Gateway on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We're thinking 1, 2, or 3. Where is it? It was number 1. Great job. The Holy Moly Shuffle brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below? Call 811 or visit 811now.com at least 2 full working days before energy project, no matter how large or small.
Thank you, Clay. Evansville called the bullpen. This is 42, John Beamer. In to pitch. The battery Beamer is on the mound. Green behind the plate. Pitcher Catch Your Battery is powered by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North Christopher Road. Or give them a call at 812-475-9000. And tell them, Zane from the Otters sent you. Make sure you stick around for our post-game fireworks show. The Dog Days is summer tomorrow, and our series finale at 5:05. Tickets still at EvansvilleOtters.com. Right fielder, 42, Jairus Richards leading things off.
A 4-3 lead for Gateway as we move to the top of the 9th inning. John Beamer in for the Otters in the top of the 9th, facing Jairus Richards, who takes a first pitch outside for a ball. Welcome back to Bosse Field for our friends on Flow Sports as Richards takes outside 2-0. John Beamer, the new righty, into the game for the Otters. Jairus Richards is the batter. Top of the 9th, 4-3. Gateway leads. Beamer winds and fires, and Richards takes a strike. Beamer's 12th appearance of the season. He's got a team-leading 1.04 ERA in 17 1/3 innings pitched, allowed just 2 earned runs to 21 strikeouts. 2-1 home is outside, 3-1. It's been lights out nearly all season by the Hopkinsville, Kentucky native, John Beamer. Fires home. Richards swings and launches one to right field. One ups in front of Baez, a base hit. Off a rocket of the bat of Richards, 106 miles per hour off the bat for a leadoff base hit in the 9th.
Yeah, he catches a fastball just right over the heart of the plate at about 91 miles an hour, and he jumps all over it there to get a runner on, which you don't see a whole lot with John Beamer on the mound.
DJ Stewart comes to the plate. Richards, we know, is a threat to steal. Stewart lays down a bunt down the third base line. It's rolling foul. Took a while to get there, right down the dirt to the right of the paint, and finally rolled foul where Reyes waited to touch it.
Yeah, good awareness there by Yomar Reyes. Excellent bunt by Stewart, but he knew eventually, with the momentum it had just falling off the lip of the grass, it was going to fall foul if he waited long enough.
4-3 Gateway leads in the top of the 9th inning. The Otters will have 9-1-2 coming to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. They're hoping that it stays a 1-run ball game where a swing of the bat could tie it. The 0-1 to Stewart is swung on up the middle. Skinder charging in, underhand flick to Khalil to step on second, throw to first, not in time. Andy McCauley is jogging over to have a word with Ty Unthink. Stewart will trade places with Richards at first, though everyone in the ballpark believes it should be a double play.
Yeah, it was somewhat of a tailor-made double play ball, but just a little slower than Ethan Skinder would have liked over there at second base. For a second, you didn't know if he was going to tag Richards as he made his way to second, but he opts to flip it to Khalil, and a really close play at first.
So Stewart over at first, and a bang-bang call at first. And Abdel Diaz, the shortstop, due up. Lefty batter with 1 on and 1 out. Beamer trying to keep it a 1-run game to the bottom of the 9th. Ready fires home. Strike outside, or a ball outside to Diaz. Series finale tomorrow at 5:05 p.m. local time here at Bosse Field. A Dog Days of Summer ball game. You can bring your dog, and there's discounted hot dogs. Diaz takes side 2-0. Otters hoping it's going for a sweep. Gateway hoping it's a rubber match. Beamer winds and delivers. Diaz swings and pops one up into left, drifting towards the line as Rosario under it and makes the catch about 5 strides shy of the left field foul line. 2 away.
Catcher 42, Willie Estrada.
Brings up Willie Estrada. Otters will send Parker Brahms to the mound tomorrow. Righty making just his 2nd appearance of the season after coming off the IL. And Colin Sullivan is the ace for the Grizzlies. Will throw tomorrow. He's been terrific. 4-1 with a 1.26 ERA. 1 on, 2 outs. The righty Estrada. Beamer files home, and Estrada takes at the knees. Green, Myers, Quiggle due up for Evansville in the 9th. Green's 0 for 3 today, striking out 3 times. Myers has been terrific with 2 doubles, and Quiggle's 0 for 3. Estrada swings and misses, 0-2.
2 really good breaking balls there by Beamer that just fell off the plate at the last second.
Nice set by Beamer, kicks and throws, just misses outside, 1-2. Beamer comes home again. Estrada pops it up right side. In is Quiggle, long run. Baez is going to call him off and make the catch in shallow right center for the 3rd out of the inning. The Otters, a chance to walk it off or at least tie it in the bottom of the 9th. They trail 4-3. Back in a moment on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
We want to take a moment to thank all the title sponsors of this evening's contest. The Evansville African American Museum, the Evansville Otters, Fifth Third Bank, and State Farm agent Brian Southern. Gateway called to the bullpen. 42, Colton Easterwood into pitch. The battery, Easterwood is on the mound. Estrada behind the plate. This pitcher-catcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North River Road, or 812-475-9000. Tell them same from the Otters, same you.
Bottom of the 9th inning from Evansville. 4-3 lead for Gateway. Closer into the ball game for the Grizzlies. Colton Easterwood, 4 saves on the season, but he's been used in a lot of different ways. 14 appearances and 16 innings pitched. 2.81 ERA. He's a flamethrower. 22 strikeouts. in those 16 innings pitched.
Your attention, please. A pinch hitter for Evansville. 42, Aaron Beck.
Otters are going to use a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the ninth. And how about this? Jake Green not had a great day at the plate. He struck out. The Otters are going to debut Aaron Beck, the Evansville native, big lefty batter, graduate of Indiana State, is going to debut in the bottom of the ninth of a one-run ball game. How about this? Easterwood fires home. Beck swings at the first pitch, drives it to center, right at Rivera, and he makes the catch, one away. Now, the crowd was rooting for Beck, and he put a good swing on it, but right at Rivera. One down of needed 3 for Gateway here in the ninth.
What a welcome to the Frontier League 2023 season. I mean, what a situation to make your first at-bat of the season, and oftentimes it'll be more of a relaxed setting, but step up to the plate with a one-run deficit in the bottom of the ninth.
So now it's Noah Myers, another lefty batter. He's taking all the way for a strike at the letters from Easterwood. Myers has had a terrific day. 2 for 3, 2 doubles, and a walk. He scored twice. Easterwood comes home. It's at the knees for a strike, 0-2. Gateway is 2 outs away from snapping their losing streak. Easterwood fires home. Swing and a miss by Myers.
You saw a really good 12-6 curveball there from Easterwood on the pitch before, and then just blows a fastball by Myers. Can't catch up.
Gateway is an out away from their 5-game losing streak ending. Kona Quiggle stands in the way, though, with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch home, a breaking ball outside. Quiggle is 0 for 3 today. He walked back in the first without a hit in the series. 3 straight lefties here going up against Easterwood. Fire home. Outside, 2-0. Otters have no comebacks in the 6th inning or later this year. Trying in game number 32 to finally mount a comeback. The 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Quiggle nearly jumping out of his shoes.
Yeah, Easterwood going behind in the count there, and I think Quiggle knew he was going to get a fastball strike and took his chances to try to hit that one out of the ballpark.
Easterwood at the bat. Winds home. Quiggle swings, grounds one up the middle, skids off the grass. Good field by the shortstop. Diaz to first in time to get Quiggle, and the losing streak is over for Gateway. They win 4-3 tonight here at Bosse Field and tie up the series at a game apiece. There is some excitement for Gateway. A couple guys jumping up and down, waving their arms in the air. This was a much-needed win for the Grizzlies. Got swept at home by the Jackals. Lost last night in dominating fashion, but they eke out a win tonight, 4-3. Really courtesy of 3 runs in the first inning. We saw 5 runs in the first inning, and after that, just a run apiece by both sides. But the quick start by Gateway enough to tie this series up at a game apiece.
Yeah, it looked like after that first inning we were going to get a really high-scoring ball game, but both starting pitchers able to settle down. You got to credit Carson LaRue from bouncing back from that 2-run first inning. And then how about the Gateway Grizzlies bullpen? The 4 pitchers that appeared out of the bullpen for them only allowing 1 hit on the evening. Pretty incredible stat there. But the Otters, you mentioned 7 innings tonight, getting runners in scoring position. Just the final product just wasn't always there to get those runs in.
Otters left 8 runners on base, and 5 of them were in scoring position. They had a runner in scoring position in all but 2 innings, including that 1-2-3 ninth. And Evansville falls 4-3 tonight. Final totals: Gateway 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Otters 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Win goes to Carson LaRue. Gave up those 2 early runs, but pitched admirably after that. 5 innings pitched, allowing 7 hits on 3 runs. Justin Watland, his longest outing of the season, went 7 innings, but gives up 4 runs, no strikeouts, 2 walks, and takes the loss tonight. So Gateway wins 4-3. They stay in first place, improve to 20-11 on the season, and the Otters fall to 19-13. We'll have the series decider tomorrow night, 5:05 first pitch tomorrow evening. Parker Brahms for the Otters, and for Gateway, it'll be Colin Sullivan. Hope you can join us then on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. But that does it tonight from the River City as Gateway evens up this series at a game apiece with a 4-3 victory. For our entire Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports crew, Flow Sports production team back in Houston, our director Michael Russ, my partner Lucas Daunhauer, I'm Griffin Epstein. Gateway wins 4-3. Good night from Evansville.